Hey guys, it's Amanda Dumas, Enamored with Nature. Maybe you have found us due to, actually no, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here real quick. You all may or may not know that we have a fun Facebook group that's kind of cool. You'll find that at Enamored with Nature Oil Education. And when you do that, you'll pop in and you'll always be able to see some of the specials that are going on here when you ask to join the group. It is a public group, so if you just type in Enamored with Nature Oil Education, it'll start to pop up for you. We'll get you in here. This is a good way just to get some ideas about what webinars are here and just products, some short videos. So not lots of good stuff. I'd like to focus later on this one, the flume. You guys will hear me talk about that in the next thing. Another way that you may be supported is to, hey sweetie, mommy's doing a recording. You can ask Bubba or Daddy to help you. Go on out, okay? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry she's being mean. I know it's probably about nap time for you too. Go talk to Daddy about it, okay? Mommy's doing a recording. I love you, precious. Okay. This YouTube channel that I have here also may be another easy way for you if you're looking for tips on all sorts of things. So I've got everything from skin and back to school stuff. I have stuff about making roller bottles. We have fitness and all sorts of stuff. So you may be able to find something that you're looking for here. So I hope that will support you as well. But today we are going to be looking specifically at thriving through the holidays. And for that, I love, so I can make this a little bit bigger. I love being able to make up live events where people get to come and hang out at my house, and we go over a certain way to use essential oils. So the one that we're focusing on right now is Thriving Through the Holidays, a guide to handling stress. So definitely it's good times for holidays, lots of love, lots of fun, but you'll notice that we definitely get a weakened immune system because of just different stress. So that's why you always hear people who are combating a lot of illness and things like that. So by the way, if you guys are interested in having a copy of this, I'm happy to email it to you. You'll find me at enamoredwithnature@gmail.com. That's ENAMOREDWITHNATURE, enamoredwithnature@gmail.com. I can send you a copy of this. So, so here's the deal. When we're looking at holidays, so Consumer Reports did a research, and they said, actually I'm going to have to reference it probably. So 68% of people are tired of crowds and long lines when they are in the holiday season. 37% said they hate the weight gain that happens during the holidays. Another 37% said getting into debt is the most stressful thing at the holiday times. 28% said gift shopping is stressful. Traveling, 25% said are stressful. Seeing certain relatives, which is 24% said was stressful. Having to attend holiday parties or events was stressful, said 16%, and 15% said having to be nice was stressful. I assume that probably means to people who they don't really enjoy or like to be nice to. And then 12% also said holiday tipping was a stressful thing. So is it possible to have a fun and healthy holiday? I would propose yes, but I think we do need to think about it ahead of time and really get in our mind what that would look like. So take a moment now, even if that means you stop this recording, take a moment and say to yourself, like, what would it look like if I were to have like a really great, really successful holiday? Who would I be spending time with? What kinds of foods would I be eating? So again, so many of us see the weight gain as inevitable, right? We make the joke about when how does that go? For with daylight savings time, you turn your scales back 10 pounds, right? The whole idea of like it's just inevitable. Everybody's going to gain 10 pounds during the holidays, right? If that is true and that's a given, how do we combat the reality of that? Because I don't think it has to be the reality, right? Also consider what presents would you purchase, and meaning like what would you not feel guilted into getting for somebody even though you don't really agree with it. Just take a minute to like kind of envision what kinds of things would make you feel like you had a successful holiday season. Where would you be located? Would you feel like you have to travel? Things like that. Just because a fuzzy target doesn't get hit, I feel like you need to visualize what it would look like. So a couple things that I want to share as some tips for food related, I guess, because that's kind of a big one. I'm going to share my screen one more time and do so you guys can see. So this whole idea of sticking with the food fundamentals, a couple of things are try not to eat before about 3 hours before you go to bed. Just as far as digestion goes, anything that you eat in the closer hours before sleep isn't going to be digested properly and isn't going to feel comfortable. So no matter whether you're vegan or vegetarian or keto or whatever kind of thing that you feel like you need to follow in order to feel your best, or whether you try to follow something or not, no big deal. But some of the fundamentals are we always rest better and sleep better if we've eaten a couple hours before going to bed. Chewing your food really well is another one that I feel like is often overlooked. We can often feel fuller faster when we're doing that. Filling a small plate one time and making sure it's colorful, the whole idea of presentation adding to the satisfaction, right? So a colorful plate is going to make us feel like we are satisfied and full of nutrients. Also, the idea of, especially at holiday parties, eating before you arrive can be a big helper. If you know there's going to be a ton of desserts, a ton of snacks, go with a little bit of protein in your tummy already so that you don't have as much room to feel hungry and just, cram a lot of junk in your mouth. Also, bringing a food choice that's healthy for you and enjoyable is going to be a really, really good deal. Avoiding liquid calories. I practice this less than I preach it, but whether it's eggnog, wine, beer, alcohol, sugary drinks, it really is best to just do the water. And the idea that I have here too is adding, some cranberries or a pinch of cinnamon can make it very festive. Hey, buddy, mommy's still doing a recording. You got apple. That's great. Oh, tell her mommy says. And mommy says cut the apple. Tell Arya, mommy says cut the apple. Oh, habits. Okay, so also adding in a couple drops of lemon essential oil into your water is a fantastic way to curb cravings. Number one, it really does help kind of get that metabolism going, a really nice thing. It can also support weight loss, especially if you're doing like this lemon sassy. Is really, really awesome. Plus, it just kind of makes things a little bit more festive and interesting and helps you be able to hydrate better, which also helps you handle stress better. Did you guys know that having a high intake... Buddy, listen. Hey guys, mommy is doing a recording. You have to ask daddy or Bubba or Arya to help you. Nope, you can't. I love you guys. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye. Well, Arya can help you. Sweetie, Mom. Okay, then bring it up. Okay, so here's what you do. You go tell daddy that you need him to cut it for you, and that mommy's doing a recording. I am recording all of this, that I'm talking to you and having you guys watch. Please ask Daddy to help you, or Bubba, or Arya. I love you guys. Go out. Don't come back. We got this, Claire? Yeah, thank you. It's always the times when you, yeah, you don't really want to be interrupted that they suddenly get very needy and tired, late nights. Anyway, so sticking with water and being hydrated is a fantastic combat for stress in several ways. I'm going to also put in my, my vote here about using high quality supplementation. You'll notice the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I feel like this is really, really key. I would love to tell you like tons of stories, but some of my time just got eaten up as I was working through my kids. So I feel like I need to shorten this so I don't get it too long. I also love having the extra support of the TerraZyme, which is an enzyme that helps break down our food. I'll tell you a little tip about TerraZyme. I don't even think the people who were in the workshop that I did this past Thursday as the live event got this little tip, but if you're struggling with a hangover or just have drink it like a little bit too much and you're worried that you will have a hangover the next day kind of thing, and don't look forward to that awkward feeling and the headache and whatnot, that you're going to want to take some TerraZyme along with your wine or whatever it is you're sipping, and also using some Zendocrine over the liver is a really great way to help what would be kind of settling and affecting you, help it pass through a little bit faster. So there's a little holiday tip. If you do get in that situation, you're like, oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't have drank that much. That you do have TerraZyme and Zendocrine to help you combat. And of course, PB Assist, I have to always recommend this probiotic. Many of us know that probiotics help our digestion. What's really great about these ones is that they come with a prebiotic as well, and that dual capsule helps it really get down farther into our system so that we get all the good guys colonizing to make for very smooth digestion in general, and getting maximum nutrients from the other things that we're taking, because we have all those good guys helping us break down our food. Okay, so using high quality supplementation is going to be key. I also have to put a vote out there about focusing on more than food. So when you're in a larger family group setting, or in like a party setting or something like that, and you know that there's a stressor for you to eat extra food and have that be like your norm. One other idea is to make a special point to like not eat anything until you've had conversation for at least 10 minutes. And part of that can take off the assumption factor of like, well, everybody's doing it, I might as well just get a plate and start cramming my mouth full of whatever, right? So being able to focus on other things. Also, the idea of spending time playing games, or like have everybody get up and dance a little bit. That's kind of a fun thing. Or even other like creative memories, going through photos when you're together with family, stuff like that, just to take the attention off of food being the main event. And of course, that also goes into the next one about finding a way to move your body. There's so many cool things that we can do when we're in groups. But even if it's like jumping up and down, playing with the kids, doing something, if you're in that kind of environment, walking at a steady pace when you're just out and about shopping or something like that, trying to make that a form of exercise instead of just like a necessity to get from one place to another. You also might go ahead and do fun things, cut down your holiday tree or things like that. But finding different ways to move your body can be great. If you do end up with a lot of soreness, I'll tell you a little secret. I went to this like trampoline park kind of thing where they, you have like the zip lines and the Ninja Warrior like tracks and stuff like that, but you fall into a bin of these foam blocks. what a workout, and I had no idea that it was going to create such sore muscles. It wasn't so much the climbing and the bouncing and stuff like that as the like trying to get out of those foam block pits. Like, you guys have no idea if you haven't tried it. It's crazy. So deep blue polyphenol complex and copaiba are a great way to support some of the physical activity that you may be doing if you're not used to doing a lot of dancing or something like that and you're trying to keep active. The deep blue polyphenol complex or the copaiba are fabulous ways to support a moving body and make it so you can feel like you can upkeep instead of just doing it once and then like be out for 2 weeks because you know threw out your back or something like that. So another tip that I want to offer is the idea of focusing on your immune system. And I do want to say one extra thing about this. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. You'll find that doTERRA has kind of a lot to offer when it comes to supporting anything germ related and immune boosting. So I have to give a special shout out to this hand sanitizing spray right down here. I love that it doesn't have the typical kind of alcohol or the triclosan or things like that have been banned in other countries. This actually comes from an apple seed extract, and of course it has the fantastic On Guard mix in it, which is heavy on the clove, heavy on the cinnamon, a little bit of wild orange, and a couple other things that are very good for immune system. When you actually do come down with something, being able to have the beadlets to pop in your mouth is fantastic for on the spot. Or I love the On Guard Plus Protective Blend soft gels right here for being able to just like overnight cure yourself. Can I say that? I probably can't say that. I love the pre-diluted roller, but I also have to go ahead and I give one more shout out to the Flume. Part of the whole reason I have to mention this Flume is, I put it in here. I love that we can use it 3 different ways. You'll notice when we have the Flume, it's frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca. Oh, buddy, you're bleeding. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, little fella. Oh, buddy. Here, let's put some stuff on it, okay? Oh, poor guy. You're bleeding. Oh. Do you want to go get a Band-Aid? Okay, go get a Band-Aid. Hey, can you keep my door closed? Because I'm still doing recording. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Okay, so Flume here is fantastic, and what I think is really awesome is you can use this Flume, frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca, Flume as some serious immune support. We can use it several different ways. So here's an idea. You can even, okay, so 3 drops lemon, 2 drops oregano, 2 drops On Guard, 2 drops frankincense, and 1 drop melaleuca. You can make it as a roller bottle. So On Guard does come as a roller that's already diluted to make it super easy to apply. But not only can you just, take that, but sometimes having a couple of extra things, or if you already have your own account, you've probably gotten these particular oils in your starter kit. And so like they're part of the basic, 10 that you're gonna love and use all the time. So making this particular mix as a roller is fantastic. Notice you can also use it in your diffuser. I'm going to stop here for a second. If you guys don't already have a diffuser, doTERRA has some really new fantastic ones that have come out. They've replaced the older version in some of the starter kits, but I would say we do have these pretty fabulous other diffusers. I love diffusers because they're a way to benefit a large amount of people without having them really know or like have to believe in it, but suddenly everybody's healthier, or everybody's calmer, or everybody's cheerier. So diffusers are a great way when you have groups of people around to help everybody feel good. So don't forget about that. And but the third way that you can use it is for like in a veggie capsule. Have you guys ever seen? I apparently didn't bring mine in. But you can do like you can open up a veggie capsule, which doTERRA does have those veggie caps, or you can use something if you have something that's like expired or something like that. Open up and put a couple drops in with some. You can choose, make it olive oil, make it flaxseed oil, something that's really beneficial to your body. Coconut oil is fantastic. And I even use the IQ Mega Kids omega oil supplement that doTERRA has. And I use that specifically for, well, yeah, there's so many benefits of the extra omega oils in general, but I tend to use a lot of it with my husband's when I make up his little pills. So if you're making some flume, get some extra benefits from the omegas. So like that whole On Guard stuff, like here's the quintessential sample. You're taking it internally with the veggie caps. You're rolling it on topically using the roller bottles. Whether it's just a plain On Guard that doTERRA has, but it's super easy, or if you're like me, you like to go ahead and assemble and put stuff together because it's, you know, fun to kind of feel the combinations and get a sense of what your body needs intuitively, then make up that flume recipe and kind of see what you feel about each of those ingredients, or just diffusing it into the air. And that aromatic effect is the third way that we can use really, really high quality essential oils. You guys probably already know that doTERRA is the most trusted essential oils ever, and they're continuing to just rock the essential oil world and indeed the whole health industry because of their commitment to purity and their pursuit of purity, and especially how it pertains to excessively, I don't want to say excessively makes it sound like it's bad, but extreme protection of the farmer, the harvester, the growers. I mean, they're just really, really great at this co-impact sourcing model that is so fantastic, and gets us the highest quality essential oils grown in their indigenous environments under the ideal conditions. But they also have it with co-ops where the small, just family farmers are getting together and they're getting that fair wage, that sustainable, you know, 8 times the going rate kind of a wage for what they're worth. And so it's benefiting economically a global scale model, and we get such a higher quality product because we're paying attention to sourcing, but also to the standard of testing for purity. And that's all checkable by going to the sourcetoyou.com website. I actually meant to put that up as something I could show you guys on the screen, and I forgot. But you'll notice on the bottom of the bottles, they have the sourcetoyou.com number that you can type in and find out all about where your specific oil was sourced and when it was tested and how long it's been in existence, and what kind of sesquiterpenes are in it, or how many, you know, whatever. If you guys geek out on that stuff like that, go to sourcetoyou.com to hear even more. Okay, so we're going to steer back towards thriving through the holidays and gear back into how to relieve stress during the holiday season. So going back to, so we had talked about focusing on the immune system, just knowing in advance, often we're going to need some extra help, and doing that flume in the 3 different ways. Next, I'd like to tell you about scheduling some calm down breaks. This is kind of where I feel like doTERRA is very, very supportive for stress, is the following couple of ways. So I have a few tips, some being, if you can kind of, again, fuzzy targets don't get hit, you tell yourself now, make a decision to take some time every morning or afternoon, pick a time that works for you, but just make it like 5 or 10 minutes to settle yourself, to maybe do meditation or prayer, but don't start the day running on someone else's schedule. So don't turn on the TV, don't check your phone, don't look at Facebook first thing in the morning. Get yourself in your own space, knowing what you're supposed to be doing and what feels right to you. And when you just take a couple days, a couple minutes that's reserved for yourself before you start, you'll often end up with a better time frame. That's also the time that I like to either feel which essential oils I need, or I like to have like a little bit of a standard, like what Dr. David Hill recommends is putting balance on the bottoms of your feet and the frankincense on the top of your head. And then I really like to be able to add a couple extra things, such as if you guys don't yet know about the adaptive blend, that's one of the new ones that came out during convention. What's extra fun is the adaptive was it's like a longer term mental health support. So it's got the ahi flower and the GABA and a couple of the essential oils, which you actually do find in the blend itself. But so we have a way to diffuse, which is fantastic, so that you're benefiting other people who need a little bit of support there in the moment. And this is for the more longer term support to kind of help those brain waves and all those neurons and things like that just line up how they're supposed to. And then there's also the adaptive touch, which, apparently I don't have right handy. There it is. So there's the adaptive touch, and that's really fantastic. Many people notice that it smells just a little bit on each particular person. So if you have someone who can let you take a whiff, don't pass up the opportunity to smear it on your own wrist or something like that, back of neck, over the heart. This is fantastic for in the moment when you feel that flood of yucky feelings, the downward, the dark, the overwhelm, things like that. This is great to have in the moment to help you kind of support and swing out of that versus the longer term care with the capsules. Okay, so also, I have to put a shout out for Serenity. That one's another really great one if you're talking about a calm down break, whether that's in the afternoon after lunch or something like that, or before a presentation, or before you have to go see those particular relatives. Putting on some balance or some Serenity or using the adaptive is a fantastic way. Or, like we listed off those kinds of things, going shopping or having to, feel forced into travel, or like having to choose gifts or whatever. Just help yourself have a little bit better start to the day. I have to put a shout out to balance here again. My family can tell when I don't use my balance. Okay, so as settled as I probably seemed talking with my kids right there, that's not how I always am, especially if I have not put on my balance that day. It is very, very obvious when my family lets me know. Like if they ask me if I put on my oils. Kids are great at asking questions like that. I also feel the need to mention to you about copaiba. It comes both in the soft gel form for easy internal intake, or I still like taking 2 drops under my tongue. I find it to be very mild tasting, and this is the kind of thing that helps all the neurological just how the neurons are supposed to be talking to each other. It helps them talk better, and in terms of also recovering things that should be there that maybe haven't been for a couple of years is great. I know it's hard to talk in code. You'll find that this works very well with the endocannabinoid system. So anyone who deals with pain as well as needing some emotional stability, just a little extra, this copaiba is fantastic. Like really, really amazing. All right, I need to probably keep moving through this. I want to say, let me see here, what else do I want to say? Okay, one of the best ways to stay calm, content, and cheerful is also to act generously with your loved ones, colleagues, and friends. So giving your time, giving, maybe a small gift. Sometimes it's even just the fact that you can express some gratitude. And Frank says, no one has ever become poor by giving. And so I feel like that also is something where if you can change your mindset to kind of look at things a different way, it really helps stress during the holidays. And so I had to go ahead and mention the idea of being generous. And then I have to say the idea of diffusing during during the day, whether other people are there or not. Let me share my screen again and bring up so this stuff here, if you guys can see, and again, I'm happy to say I do have this in a Word document, so I can very easily pass this to you by email. I had that question there by Chris. Thank you for asking, by the way. So diffusing candy cane forest is a fun one. We have, if you guys have a holiday joy blend, adding some wintergreen and peppermint to that definitely perks up the saddest of people. Cozy Christmas, Long Winter Sleep, Bye Bye Winter Blues, and Spiced Apple Cider. I know Courtney had specifically asked about the spiced apple cider kind of thing. So we have cinnamon bark, clove, ginger, and wild orange, and those are fantastic when you're diffusing them. So, and then the idea also for room sprays to freshen the air and freshen attitudes. So all those things that we just talked about. The idea is to fill a glass spray bottle with water and fill it up about 3/4 of the way, and then add the essential oils. When basically, okay, so the recipe I give here is for something that will help magic in the air. So I do Siberian fir as like a 2-to-1 ratio with frankincense and grapefruit. So depending on, so I have 8 frankincense, 8 grapefruit, 15 Siberian fir. So and that's for like a 16-ounce glass spray bottle. So yours may be a different size, but if you can kind of keep that ratio, it's a really, really nice weight. I also put in the Goodbye Stress diffuser blend, the Happy Holidays diffuser blend. And again, those can be modified to make room sprays instead of the having them as a diffuser blend. And I have to do another shout out. I love that the doTERRA blog website is so good. We've got several recipes that we have really enjoyed from there, such as the, let's see, we actually have tried the spearmint chocolate chip cookies. We've tried the raw cocoa bites. We've done the sweet potato casserole. And I think we did the sauteed Brussels sprouts as well. There's a handful of other things that are so common, I almost don't even think of adding them here, like the On Guard soaked apples, or like the wild orange infused grapes, or the lemon hummus. There's so many great things that you can do. So this doTERRA blog website has a bunch of really great food recipes. So I do encourage you guys to take a look at that, especially if you are needing to, let me see where it was going. Oh, yeah. Okay, so bring a food choice that's healthy and enjoyable for you. So sticking with those fundamentals of food, then you want something that's delicious and nutritious. So those are some really great things there. So yeah, overall, I'm just wanting to empower you guys to take action this year, because you do deserve to thrive, and taking control of your food and movement and stress is within reach. So these 20+ ideas that we just discussed to help you during this time of the year, it's not going to make it so that you have no stress. It's not going to make it so you're not exposed to tons of food. You will still need to spend time with people you don't enjoy, I'm sure. Traveling is still exhausting, but I think this year can be different, because if you are prepared to put your health first, then you can prove it to yourself that you can do it and watch what happens. So yeah, and I'm very excited to help you through this experience. If you guys don't already have connection with me, or if someone had invited you to watch this YouTube, or to get on this webinar, then I would still hope that you can reach out and connect with them, or get in touch with me. Again, I said enamoredwithnature@gmail.com is a good way to connect, or joining that Facebook group is another really easy way. I would like. Okay, you can get the scissors, buddy, but you gotta stop interrupting me, okay? You can't keep coming in when I'm doing a recording. Yeah, there those scissors. Okay, good job. Remember to put them back. We don't want to leave them around, okay? Yay, love you. So, yes, this business, you can do it anywhere. You can have anything going on in your home. And this is real life mom moments, you know, bleeding kids and food. Yeah, anyway, it's awesome. Okay, so here we are at the end. If I do have other questions, it looks like I'm looking at the chat. I don't have any other questions at the moment, but you can pop some in if you like. We're just going to go about 2 more minutes. The main idea is here. I'd like to give a shout out to, I know, too many shout outs, making your own roller bottle of something that will be a support to you in terms of stress. So many times I hear people who are like, oh yeah, I have that balance stuff, I just forgot to use it. Oh yeah, I have Serenity at home, I just never remember to take it out unless it's right before bed. Or, oh yeah, I heard that adaptive stuff might be good for me, I just haven't ordered it yet. Well, let's go ahead and take a minute here and get on the ball. Okay, so if you do have your balance and you do have, an empty roller bottle, which all mine are filled. Actually, no, I do have some empty ones over here. I like to make the 10 or the 5 ml ones because I find these are the easiest ones to put in my own pocket and, carry with me wherever I'm going. I can throw one in my purse, or I actually have them located throughout my house as well. I would almost be embarrassed to tell you how many Flume or On Guy recipes I have, because I have one in the office, one by my bed, one by my husband's sink. My 2 boys share a room. They have one in there. My daughter has another one, and then I have one in my purse. And I have, did I say by my bed? Anyway, so I have lots of them. And that's the reason why none of us are ever down with the bug for very long. It's like maybe a 12-hour thing that somebody gets sick, maybe 24 hours. We have very good health because we stay up on it. But when it comes to stress, you need to have something to support you as well. So take a look at just getting your roller bottle, doing a, so in a 5 ml, you're going to look for about a 20 drop ratio to the fractionated coconut oil. So you'll notice it kind of comes up to about a 1/6 or something like that. And the rest is going to be either fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, something that works for you. It's a carrier oil versus the essential oil, which is not actually a lipid. So that's how we're going to do this. Is we're going to get you set up either with some adaptive. If you guys had actually come to the live event, you could make your own for free. Like that's how I roll around here. Looking for my adaptive now. But anyway, so yeah, get this ready for you ahead of time so that when you're walking into those stressful situations like we talked about, you already have something planned and prepared to support you. Okay, so a lot of it is really the planning ahead and knowing what some of those triggers are and how to support that. And I want to empower you so that you know how to handle those kinds of things and don't just let life happen to you, but take a little bit of time. Like you said, fuzzy targets don't get hit. Envision what it is that you really want. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off, and I really enjoyed spending some time with you here, and I just appreciate y'all's patience with me as I deal with my real life and just the fun that is. Again, connect with me through the YouTube channel, through the Facebook Enamored with Nature Oil Education, or through email. And oh, did I probably shouldn't get into it, but there's some new kits out there that have just come down the pike, and oh my, they are some really nice setups, really, really nice, and really good price points as well. So hope you guys are gonna take a look at some of those if you don't already have someone that you're working with that's supporting you or helping you with wellness consults to kind of get you squared away with your own specific needs that need to be met. I would love to be that person for you, so just reach out those particular ways and I can help steer you in the right direction and answer your questions. All right, wishing you a stress-free and fantastic holiday season. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.